Hi, welcome to this fire element yin yoga practice. This season is summer. The meridians are the heart, small intestines, pericardium, and triple burner. The emotion is hate and joy. This element represents expansion, connection, and transformation. The extra sunlight in summer gives us time to nurture our creative energies. And the warmth of summer gives us the power to enjoy life. All the poses chosen for this practice will support the fire meridians. The props recommended are 2 blocks, and we will be doing supportive fish, so if you prefer a bolster for that pose, keep that close by. So go ahead and grab what you need and meet me in a seated position with your gaze softened or your eyes closed. Now that you've found yourself in a comfortable seated position with your gaze softened or your eyes closed, we're going to just take a few breaths together to set our intention for our practice. Start to notice the sits bones in the mat or the block, lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders back, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open the mouth, exhale all the air out. Another deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out. Feeling the cool air as you inhale and the warm air as you exhale. Feeling the chest rise as you inhale. Bringing the belly to spine as you exhale. Last breath here. Go ahead and dip your chin, slowly open your eyes, and move off of the block if you're on a block. We're going to make our way into butterfly pose. So in a seated position, you'll bring the soles of the feet together and pull them in towards the groin. I like to shift myself by lifting up and placing back down on the mat. And once you have that settled, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling, and you're going to hinge at the hips. Bringing the hands out in front of you. If you have blocks close by, you can stack them on top of each other, allowing the forehead to meet the blocks. Slowly start to melt into the pose. And as you hold this pose, I want you to think on the following reflection question. Where in my life do I feel the most joy? And how can I invite more of it into my daily routine? Slowly start to back out of the pose. And let's meet in a tabletop position. Once in the tabletop position, your shoulders are over wrists, hips are over knees. You're going to walk the hands out until your forehead meets the mat. You can stay here, or if you want a little more, you can bring in the blocks, placing each elbow on the block, hands at prayer, and allow them elbows to bend and your hands resting on the back of your neck. And as you hold this pose, I want you to think on the following question. Am I expressing my emotions and desires authentically, or am I holding back out of fear of being seen? Start to reverse out of the pose. Pressing into the mat or the blocks, whatever you are using, and round the spine. Relax the head and neck. Take a deep inhale as you bring the chest forward. Another exhale as you round the spine. Moving the blocks out of the way. We're going to move into supported fish pose. So if you prefer a bolster, you would lay it on your mat and bring it behind your lower back and fold over the bolster. But I prefer using blocks. You'll set the blocks as if it's in a T shape. The lower block will go between your shoulder blades, and the top block will be there to support your head. So how I like to come into this position is I like to find the bottom of the block in between at the bottom of my shoulder blades, and I like to lift up to position the block in between both shoulder blades. Once I have that positioned, I will take the top block and put it under my head. Once those two blocks are in place, I slowly lower my hips. And once you come down, you might have to adjust the upper block, and that's fine. So once you're comfortable, then you can either keep your feet planted on the mat like so, or you can start to extend the legs long. Also, you can come into this pose into a butterfly pose by bringing the soles of the feet together and allow the legs to fall open. Arms can be down by your side, they can be at a T or up overhead, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Just making sure that you don't feel any numbness, tingling, or pain. And if you do, you'll want to come out of the pose and re-enter. And as you hold this pose, I want you to think on our final reflection question. What practices help me feel lit up from within? And how can I make space for them this season? Slowly start to come out of the pose. If you're on the blocks, I like to bring my feet in with my feet planted on the mat and pressing my hips up and massaging up and down in between the shoulder blades. Pressing up from your elbows, engaging the abs, being extremely mindful as you come up. Placing the blocks or the bolster off to the side. Coming back down on your back. I always like to finish off with some spinal twist to reset the spine. So with the feet planted on the mat, so shift your hips off to the right, allowing the knees to fall to the left. And as you hold this pose, I invite you to bring in the following affirmation. I radiate warmth, love, and confidence from my heart. Slowly come out of the pose, feet planted on the mat. Bring the knees in towards your chest and give yourself a hug. And let's move off to the other side. Shift the hips off to the left, allowing the knees to fall to the right. Arms at a T or up overhead, whatever feels nice in your body. And as you hold this side, I invite you to bring in this following affirmation. I allow my inner light to shine brightly and guide me with joy. Back out of the pose. Bringing the knees into the chest for one last hug. And we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So whatever that looks like for you, it could be traditional corpse pose, legs up the wall, child's pose, whatever your body is calling. Go ahead and get settled in. And once you found your pose, close your eyes. Soften the space in between your eyebrows. Relax the wrinkles in the corner of your eyes. Soften the jaw. Roll the shoulders back to open up the chest. Allow the back body to melt into the mat. Relaxing the arms, wrists, hands, and fingertips. Relaxing the front body. Softening the hips, the legs, calves, ankles, and toes. Shavasana. Start to bring the awareness back to your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Possibly a full body stretch would feel nice. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll over to your favorite side. Pressing up and meeting in a seated position. Where we'll take one final breath together to seal out our practice. So when you're ready, inhale the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your yin practice with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.